Hi ladies, it's Trisha. I wanted to come to you today and show you some fun things. If you were at the crop weekend, you got this cardstock pack called Irresistibles. And I wanted to show you guys how cool these are and how you can utilize them. So hopefully you can see in the camera, but like this one, they got like an UV look to them. So there's an area that's raised, and so it looks white, but hopefully you can see it in the camera. This particular one has a leaf design on it, and this particular one, harder to see, it's got like sprinkles, like for a cupcake, okay? And your third sheet has a plaid design on it. Okay, and the fourth one has these cute little hearts. Okay, and your fifth one has flowers on it. And then the last one has stripes on it. Hopefully you guys can see that in the camera. It's hard to show. So this is like a UV raised area on each of these. So in your pack, one of your goodies on your table when you arrive today, you have these 6 sheets. And the purpose of this video is to give you some examples of how to use these. And hopefully it'll allow you to complete your challenge for the weekend. Now, if you're at home and you don't have this kit because you weren't joining us this crop weekend, and you happen to have Irresistibles laying around, I would really encourage you to get those out and play along with us. Okay, so we're going to make 2 cards today, and I'm going to show you 2 different techniques. First off is going to be the Irresistibles, and second off, I'm going to teach you how to do what they call a fractured card. I've been seeing it a lot around the internet, and a lot of people have been doing it. It's super easy, very cute. And I wanted you guys to know how to do it. So we're going to do both of those things in this video. Okay, so I put my all-purpose mat out. This is a very slick type material so that you can get it wet with what you're working with. And you don't have to worry about easy cleanup, okay? You can literally take a wet wipe and just clean it right up. Okay, so first things first. I took one of those Irresistibles. This happens to be the flower one. I don't know if you can see that, but this is the flower one. I'm going to put this down, and I got some flamingo ink out here, and we're going to take our cool little brush that we have, and we're going to ink that up. And I think what you guys are going to see is as we put this ink on this Irresistibles, look how cool that is. So the point of the raised UV area is that it resists ink. So it's going to stay white, and everything else on the paper, the white paper, will turn whatever color you want it to be. Now I'm just going to do this whole entire thing with the flamingo ink, but you could do this numerous colors. You could have all kinds of fun with this. And I'm just doing a little like 4x4 square here. It might be 5x5. It doesn't, I just cut a small little piece so you guys could see. And see how cool that is? So you're like kind of designing your own paper, your own colored paper to go with your project. And you're going to see how this all comes together here in a couple minutes. Okay, love this. I could do it as dark or as light as I want. Whoop. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see. The cool thing is it still has that UV look to it, if you would, where it's got that shininess to it. Now, what you can do, I've never done it, but they say that if you feel like your white is not white enough for that UV, you can just take a piece of tissue or something like that and wipe over it. Mine still looks really white, and that's what I wanted. So I'm not going to worry about that. But as you see, the Irresistibles, those areas that are raised, that UV resin or whatever it is, that raises it, it does not allow you to ink it. Okay, so we have that. Let's do one more, and I'm going to be kind of boring with this one. Let's see. I think I need to get another sponge. Okay. So let me get another one of these. And this time I'm going to take one of our gray inks. And this is called Pewter. And I'm going to do the same exact thing. Going to kind of come off, and I'm going to go in here. Look how cool this is. So I'm just making a cool gray stripe. Now, could you do this with numerous colors? Absolutely. You can make this look like a rainbow. You know, blend a bunch of colors together, or just whatever matches your current paper design. And you're going to see how we're going to utilize this here in a little bit. So cool. Actually, I'm not going to worry about it being like exactly perfect as far as the coloring. I kind of like that some areas are lighter than others. It gives it like a rustic look. So here's two of them, two of your Irresistibles in your pack. And what I did with them, I just used one color. And look how neat that is, how you're kind of making your own paper for what you need to match. Now we're going to use both of these in our project today. So I'm going to get all this stuff out of our way. Okay. And I can clean that later very easily with a baby wipe. So that's cool. Okay, so here's an example of what you're going to do with those Irresistibles. Now, just to make it a shorter video, we're going to do this to create. Let's use this one first. We're going to create ourselves a card. The card I'm going to show you today, it's called a fractured card. Okay, and what's cool about it is that you can just take a standard card base. Well, you can use this with any size paper, really. I'm just using a standard A2 card base. And I went ahead and cut, if you would, a base that's going to sit onto my card. Okay, so we're going to create it separately and then add it to the card when we're done. So I just took, so this card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. It's sticking to my mat. 4 inches by 5 1/4. So just so I have that little bit of white around the outside edge. Okay. Now, once again, I could have made that smaller. I just, that's about what I want to see for the white. So I'm happy with that. So let's take this, we're going to set the card aside, and we're just going to take this base. Okay. And you can take any middle area. I'm going to do this white so we can stamp on it. And actually, I should probably go ahead and stamp it first before I glue it down. So the stamp that I'm going to use is actually from Honey Bunny, the Honey Bunny card making workshop. It has these really cool butterflies, and it's got all these cute little sayings. So this hello here is what we're going to be using. Cute little sentiment. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that right now. Let me get my foam so I don't have to turn my mat over. And I'm going to do this as a diamond instead of a square. Now, this could be just a plain old piece of paper. I actually have the thin cut that makes it, got that cute little stitching around it. Not necessary. You can do it literally with anything, and any little tiny square, rectangle, hexagon, anything with points. Okay. Hello is what I'm going to be using. And I'm going to use the acorn color because it matches the acorn paper we're using. And we're going to stamp this right here in the middle. Okay, perfect. Very happy with that. Okay, so we have our little sentiment. This is what we're going to start the whole entire card with. Does not have to be perfectly in the middle, but I'm going to go ahead and glue this right onto my page. Let me get some glue here. Once again, you can do this with any design that has points. So you can do it with, let's see, I don't know the best way to do this. I'm going to try to get it kind of in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't stress yourself out about it. Okay. There we go. All right, so got my little tiny square that I turned into a diamond. Have my sentiment ready to go. Now the next step is you want to make yourself a couple, 4 of just little strips. So these are a 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch, and the length, it can be 12 inches. I just cut them to 6 inches since this is a card, okay? So just a 1/4 inch piece of paper, and I want this color to match with this color, okay? So once again, be very careful of your, if you're using Closmeyer cardstock that has the light and the dark side, make sure you're using the side that matches. So I'm gonna put a little glue on this, and then you're gonna see how this magic happens, how easy this is. Okay. So you want to line this up with the corners of the card. Okay. How cool is that? So I don't know if you can see the edge comes to the edge of that. Okay. And I'm going to take the next one, make sure it matches. And we're going to do it so it butts up against the other one. So we're making a frame with our pieces so it extends out our corners. And then I've got to make sure I'm doing the right side. Do this one. Okay. We're kind of making our own guide. Hopefully that makes sense. There we go. Just start at one and then work your way around. This is our last one. So you'll see it's butted up right against the side here. Oh gosh, I hope you can see this. Butting up right against the corners, and it's extended out. So all these little pieces here, we're actually going to be getting rid of those. So sometimes it's easier to see if you turn it over. We're just going to trim off the excess because we don't need it. Okay? Perfect. We're going to get that out of our way. Oh, come on, get out of here. Okay. Now, hopefully you can kind of see. I don't know, hopefully you can. We have 4 quadrants here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And those are what we are going to put our paper in. So you need 4 pieces of paper. So I picked out 4 pieces of paper. I believe this is some Honey Bunny paper and some Gnomes of Spring paper. Just ones I thought looked cute together. And then the one that we created with the Irresistibles. So look how cute those 4 are going to look together. Okay. So we are going to, I think I'm going to put my clouds way up at the top. Okay. So what you're going to do is, just so you don't get glue everywhere, go ahead and put glue on the area that you want your paper to stick, okay? And then you're gonna take this and you're gonna butt it up right against the corners where you put those little strips. So you're gonna see that area just got filled in by paper, okay? And then we're gonna do that again down over here. We're gonna fill that whole area that we want paper with glue. And we're going to bud this right up against those frames that we created for ourselves. Okay. It looks like I got some glue right here. So I'm going to use my rubber erase, get that off. Okay. And then we got this one over here. And we're just going to butt that up. So these are just little 4x4 squares. So how perfect would this be? You could totally do this with leftover paper, your scraps. Such an easy way to use scraps. And you're going to see when I get done, I actually have still a lot of paper left. So I could probably do 2 cards with these. And then last but not least, our Irresistibles that we created. And for some reason, I think this particular corner ended up being... This particular corner ended up being the smallest, unfortunately. So we're not going to get a lot of it, but we'll get some of it. So this is what you got created here, okay? And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to flip it over and you're going to trim off your paper. And there's probably an easier way to do this, but just for speed for our video, I'm going to just go ahead and chop these off by hand. Sure, they're not going to be perfect, but they'll be good enough. And just get rid of this. And as you can see already, I'm going to have a lot of paper left over. So I could probably do this whole thing again and do a second card. Almost there. It's amazing how much pressure you feel to make things look good when you're on camera. Okay. And I got a little tiny corner there. Okay, so look at all this paper I have left over. I could totally do more than one more card with all of these. Look at these. Tons of paper left over. So we're going to save those. And there we go. How cute is that? Seriously. That is gorgeous. Love that. Okay. And then we're going to be gluing this on here. Oh my gosh. Look how pretty that is. And then we're going to do a couple embellishments. So let's go ahead and glue this on here. Perfect. Oh my gosh, I love it. Isn't that neat how I was able to take that Irresistibles and I did the same color that was in this paper, so the pinks matched, and I was able to make my own paper that matched this. Oh, love it. Okay, and then in this stamp set that I was showing you guys when we first started, this Honey Bunny card making workshop, they have these dies in here for butterflies. So I took the small butterfly and I picked two colors out of here that I thought would look super cute. And oh my gosh, look at those. So we can put our little butterflies on here. Oh my gosh. Tell me that's not the cutest thing ever. So we're gonna put those little guys on there. I kind of pre-did those because I'd say take some fussy cutting and not fussy cutting, thin cutting. And I didn't want to waste the time on camera. Whoop, don't cover up your sentiment. Scooch it up. There we go. Do I want the other one over here? This is the fun part, is trying to design it. Or do I want it down here? No, I think I'm going to do it over here. Okay. I'll put this little guy over here. And then I know, I have some little gems. And you could use any color gems you want. Oh, this guy does not want to stick. He's trying to fly away. Okay, get back on here. There we go. Oh, I got more glue on it. It must be on my fingers. So I'm going to use my rub and erase and get that little extra glue off of there. Just be careful when you do this on a finished project that you don't do it too hard that you actually rip the paper. I've done that before. Okay, there's that. And then we have some little gems. And I'm going to put one gem up here. See how I kind of just like pull it right off of the sheet as to where I want it? So that way they don't go flying across the room. Okay. Oh my gosh. Girls, look at this. So we have that fractured technique. Super easy to do. You saw we did it super quick. And then we have the Irresistibles that we utilize to pull in all those colors. And there we go. We have an adorable little card here. How great is that? Okay, so we're going to do that one more time. And I'm going to leave this up here so you can kind of see. Okay, we're going to do this again. This time, we're going to use the Irresistible we did with this. Okay, and the papers I picked, here's our card base, which we don't need right yet. And these are the papers I picked because we're going to do a Star Wars theme and utilize your shaker that you got as a gift when you arrived this weekend, since it's a Star Wars weekend here. So I'm going to show you how we can utilize your gift to make a card. And papers that kind of all come together to have a Star Wars look. Okay, so this one we're going to actually do it in this orientation. I have a black base, and where's my little square? Okay, so we might have to cut a little piece of square here. So let me measure. How big is this guy? He is 1.5 by 1.5. Okay, so give me 1 second and I'm going to cut a 1.5 by 1.5 piece of paper. Sorry, I know you can't see me, guys. I'm just cutting a piece of paper here off screen. I had one ready to go and somehow it got all lost. Okay. All right, so we are actually, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually still gonna do this. This is gonna be the orientation of this card, but I think I want my pieces to go out like from the corner. So I'm gonna do it in the diamond orientation again. I don't have to, it's just what I think I want. What I think I want is a good way to say it because I don't know. Well, hopefully that's somewhat in the middle. Maybe a little bit down. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? Okay, so there's that. And then I got my black strips here and we're gonna do the same thing. Once again, it's gonna be kind of hard for you guys to see on camera because I'm doing black on black. And go from there. I think you're gonna really like this, how this is gonna turn out. And actually, I just had a thought. I think I might actually do a black card base on this one. Oops, I don't think I put, yeah, I did, okay. You know what? I don't need all this extra, so I might as well just cut it and I'll use the other side. Okay. My third. The good thing about our black paper is it's the same black on both sides. So I don't have to worry about the light versus the dark. Oh, I didn't put enough glue on the end of that. Come on. Put a little bit more glue under there. Okay, and one last one. And that one I probably put too much glue. Oop. Oh, I gotta be... All right, that one we're not going to use because it's the one I trimmed both ends. So we're going to do, because we want that square end. Square meeting up. Okay. There's that. Whoop. Oh, man. It's not cooperating with me. There we go. Okay, there we go. And we got our 4 papers here. We got the one we designed. You know what? I'm going to redo this one. This one, I'm not liking how it laid down. We don't want a gap. So let's do that again. I know it's hard to see in the camera when it's black on black. And really, I don't need to do black on black. I could do white on the base because I'm covering it up anyways. I was just, I'm just trying to keep myself coordinated right now, just for sake of, oh yeah, I'm doing black on this one. And I had the paper out, easy to cut. Okay, much better. All my corners are meeting up now, or this one over here wasn't meeting up. Okay, so I want to do, I think we're gonna do this here. Or do we want it like this? No, I think I'm gonna do it into R2D2. So now this is that Irresistible paper that we did a gray color to kind of match our other gray color that's gonna be coming up here. And you know what, I might actually, yeah, not do that. Okay, the moons are gonna go up here. So we've gotta fill that area with some glue. It's not a whole lot. It's a small area. Okay, and then I'm gonna put our solar system on this side. Now, could you do this with all cardstock or do 2 cardstock, 2 pattern paper? Absolutely. The options are endless with this, ladies. And then I decided, because it's so much fun, that I wanted to do a glitter on this side, just for a little added bling. Now, if you're doing this card for a guy and you think the bling might be just a little too much, I don't think my boys will care, because guaranteed one of them are going to get this card. We'll see. Okay. And there we go. So there's our little pinwheel look that we got going on here. Okay. I'm going to flip it over and we're going to trim this sucker up. Oh, the glitter. I'm like, why is this so thick? It's because it's the glitter paper. There we go. I could probably do this with my paper trimmer and it would be a lot faster, but I also don't want to cut through all my paper that I could possibly do another card with it. Okay, almost there. Oh my goodness. Really? That piece was being a pain. I think it was twisting a little as I was holding it and I didn't realize it. But I think it will be just fine. Okay. Okay, I got all that. I'll put that to the side. Oh my gosh. Look at this. So perfect. Now, you're probably wondering, what are we going to do in here in the middle? Well, normally I would just stamp something there. But you guys got these cute little gifts on your table when you arrive. They're shakers, and they're perfect for cards. So I'm just going to put this right over the top there. And that's going to be the center of my card. Okay? And I just thought of something. I want to do a black base. So, how big are these? This side, 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm off camera again. 5.5 by 8.5. So I don't know if you guys realize that you can just kind of cut your own paper. Cut your own paper to be the size card, be the color card you want. You don't have to do pre-done card bases. And hopefully I'm folding this okay. Where is my boning folder? You know, it never fails. You never have what you need when you're doing these tutorials. Okay, so we're just going to use my finger for now. I can always secure that a little bit better later. And I think what you guys are going to see is when I do this on the black card base, look at that. So it looks like the fractured is coming from the base, where this one we did white and the brown. This one I went ahead and did the black, so it looks like the fracture is coming from the outside edge of the card. How cool is that? So you have options, okay? Oh, that would be neat. Change so you can see it both ways. Okay. Oh. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to put our little R2-D2 right there in the middle. Just put a bunch of glue here on the back. Now you guys might have a different character, because I did a couple different characters. R2-D2 is my favorite character in Star Wars. I think he's stinking adorable. I think it's hilarious how everyone thinks they know what he's saying. And there we go. So I could put a cute little saying on the inside, whatever. So there's that. So here's, you know what? And I think I might have to put just a couple little gems on here. You know what? Nope. I'm going to do these. We got these little stars here. I'm going to do them. Let's do a big one and one sparkly gem. And then we'll do one of these medium ones. Oh, yes. Aha. That kind of adds to our solar system we got going on over here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then we got moons up here. This is the Irresistibles that we did. And then just a little bit of glitter. So we got the blue going on. 3 different blues for R2-D2. I got silver inside there with the blue. And then we have this blue and then that blue. So we got all different blues for R2-D2. Now, is any of this Star Wars paper? Absolutely not. But you see how nice that all goes together? And no one would ever know. No one would ever know that that paper wasn't made for Star Wars. So look at that. So here's 2 perfect examples of a fractured card. We got like the springy look and then the R2-D2 to go with our crap weekend. And then I wanted to put these over to the side and show you guys this can actually be done in layouts as well. So I'm sure probably some of you have already figured it out, but this is the one that I made for our Star Wars weekend. And as you can see, I used the same papers I did with this, and then I added in a red paper for the dark side and a yellow paper for the light side, so for those characters. And then we have our symbol here from the crap weekend that I did print and cut on my Cricut design space. And then a couple little lightsabers here. And then I pulled it all together. My fractured is with glitter paper. Doesn't need to be, but that was what I decided to do just to give it an extra little bling. And then a couple little embellishments at the top and the bottom. So as you can see, you can do this for not only cards, but a layout as well. And how cool does that look? I really like how that turned out. We got our R2-D2 and then we got a bunch of the characters on this one. And this will be really neat because when we take our group photo for the weekend, I'm going to put it here. And then maybe me with with my little costume on, that'll go here. So that'll be, and then I can even do a flip-flop and do a couple pictures, you know, so keep that in mind. That's an option. But so this is really fun example of how you can do it for a layout. So like these center pieces on these, they're what, 1.5 by 1.5, could be any size. It doesn't have to be that, but I thought that was a good combination for that size. Where in the center of this, I did a 4 by 4. So if that kind of helps you decide. And then these are the same size as these. So they could have been wider, but I didn't want too much glitter showing through. And there we go. My base was, I believe, 11 by 11. I believe. And then, of course, the 12 by 12 glitter in the background. So that gives you a little idea. There is no right or wrong. You can kind of tweak it as you go and what looks good to you. You can make these wider, make this skinnier, make it wider, whatever you want to do. And I mean, I think it's going to be fun to try to create a second layout on this side with maybe just a fraction along the edge. Obviously, wouldn't want to do the same exact one again, but it'll be fun to do another page layout to match this. Okay, ladies? So there's 3 awesome examples. How to use your Irresistibles in your pack that you got today, how to use some of the fun stuff that you got during the weekend, and also how to do the fractured card. So your challenge to you is to create some of these items, do it with whatever paper you have, utilize what you would like, and to complete the challenge, I want to see you use the Irresistibles somewhere on one of your layouts or cards. And that would be the first challenge. And the second challenge is doing a fractured either layout or card. Please post it when you do it. And you can do it with any material and paper you have at home. Okay, ladies, please post it in the group room because we all want to see. Bye.